Are the Cowboys clearly the best team in the division?
Absolutely not. They're not the best team, hands down, in the division. In fact, I think that Philadelphia and the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders, have taken definitively larger steps forward this offseason than what the Dallas Cowboys did. I think that it's being understated, the impact of losing Amari Cooper will have. We just had the conversation of Davante Adams and him leaving. I think people underestimate the amount of value that guys like Davante Adams and a guy like Amari Cooper bring to the table. While CeeDee Lamb will be a playmaker and a big play guy for this team, I just don't look at this receiving core and feel as though they are as intimidating as they once were. You look at Tyron Smith. He's been injured. He's missed 20 games over the last 2 seasons. It's 20 games, 14 games in 2020. That's a lot of games. And that's your number one lineman. I don't know that this offensive line should even be considered an elite offensive line at this point. I don't know that it should be considered to be a Super Bowl caliber offensive line at this point. And so when I look at what they're bringing to the table, sure, Ezekiel Elliott, he got his yards and the stats look pretty good. But in reality, Ezekiel Elliott hasn't been the type of back that we came to know before getting that large contract. It just hasn't been the same. So when I look at Philadelphia and what they've done, adding A.J. Brown to the team, and now you got Devontae Smith on the other side of that, that's pretty crazy. You add Cameron Jurgens, look him up. That is a grown-ass man playing on that offensive line coming out of Nebraska, and he is going to make that line better from day one. Oh, by the way, on the other side of the ball, you want to talk about mama, there goes that man, Jordan Davis with Fletcher Cox? Are you kidding me, bro? Like, this team has taken such a major step forward. Not to mention, you added probably a day one starter, and my guy, I love this dude, Nakobe Dean. We were talking about this on the radio show me and TJ do with Plexico. How does a Nakobe Dean fall to the 3rd round when you got guys that were under his leadership going earlier in the draft? This was probably the heart and soul and maybe the best player on your unit. And now Philadelphia has that type of leadership, that type of playmaking ability on their defense. They improved on both sides of the ball definitively, and look for Jalen Hurts to either be a boom or a bust proposition. I'm thinking that it's going to be more boom because they got a lot of running game to go along with the passing game. That creates balance.
The question is, are the Cowboys clearly the best team in the NFC East? Clearly, absolutely not. That answer is no. Are they the best team? I'm going to say yes, they are the best team. Is it clearly? No, and I give them the best team because of Dak Prescott. He's been there. He's done that. But what you said, LaVar, you lose Amari Cooper, and statistically it has shown when Dak is playing with Amari, he plays better. I mean, it's simple. He plays better. You lose what they Lael Collins. Yeah, he was injured, but you lose. That offensive line that is supposed to be a strength has become a weakness. The Cowboys think, oh, we're going to get better by losing these players, and other players will step up in position and play better. I just really like what the Eagles have done, and you said a lot. A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis, and Nakobe Dean and the moves that they made. But it's really going to, if Jalen Hurts can take that next step, the Eagles are coming, and they're coming really fast, downhill. They're running downhill, and how you going to stop them? And it all boils down to, can Jalen Hurts take that next step? I believe he will. But the Cowboys clearly are not the best team, but they are the best team, and the Philadelphia Eagles are right behind them, and it all is going to depend on one Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Full agreement. Dallas will take a step back this season. And we keep talking about Amari Cooper being a big loss and Cedric Wilson as well. But what we're missing is CeeDee Lamb 8 in the slot. You guys saw the numbers. He was one of the best slot receivers in the league. Well, listen, when you got to guard Amari Cooper, Gallup, and then CD Lamb's in the slot, like he can dominate. He now has to move to the outside. He's going to face number one cornerbacks throughout the season. That's a challenge for him. He's very good. I'm sure he's up for it.
They're probably going to keep him in a slot and just put another guy out because he's so good in that slot. You have to keep him there and hope somebody outside can step up.
I would agree and hope so, but when they lost Cooper last season, when he was out for a couple games, they played C.D. Lamb on the outside, and the offense really shrunk. You remember that Chiefs game?
That was a mistake on the coaching staff to play him outside.
This is a coaching staff that makes a ton of mistakes. But to continue, it's beyond the wide receivers, guys. The defense lost what appears to be 4 starters. And I just want to remind everybody, Dallas led the NFL in turnover margin, okay? You can't duplicate that from year to year. A lot of luck involved with fumbles and interceptions. I know the internet loves Trayvon Diggs. Here's the reality. He was a bad cornerback last year. Go look at the Pro Football Focus rating. Guy was lit up all the time. He was burnt toast on the outside. If Trayvon Diggs has another bad season, this defense is going to take a major step back.
J-Mac,
and I'm with you. Okay, fine. I'm killing Trayvon Diggs.
I don't want to keep interrupting you. You just said this dude was burnt toast. He can't have another bad season. When was the bad season?
It was as a rookie.
He was up
last
for
year.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Tell me. Okay, he was up for Defensive Player of the Year. Tell me who gave up. Are you ready? The most receiving yards in the NFL last year. Just, you want to take a guess?
Tell me who had the most interceptions.
So what? I mean, again, interceptions are there's a lot of luck involved.
Didn't he finish like third?
A defensive player.
Didn't he finish like third?
You said terrible season.
He was bad last year. All the numbers say he was one of the worst cornerbacks in the NFL. He was torched repeatedly. I know he had the interceptions. Guys, interceptions involve a lot of luck facing bad quarterbacks. Hey, do you want to call up the quarterbacks in this division last year?
How many guys?
By the way, Jalen Hurts.
How many DBs make first-team All-Pro? How many DBs?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm asking.
Trayvon Diggs truthers, guys. Here they are. If you want them.
I just asked the question.
Here they are.
How many DBs make first-team All-Pro?
You know, guys are voting for guys who lead the league in interceptions. 2. That's fine. I will guarantee you. We were making a bet first segment. I'll guarantee you he doesn't have half as many interceptions as he had last season. And by the way, it's not just Diggs. They lost guys. Randy Gregory's gone. You know, can you easily duplicate that? And then, as you guys said, the Philadelphia Eagles, my goodness, they had a great offseason. Dean has a pectoral injury. I think that's probably why he fell. But if he's starting the season, a lot of guys whiffed on him. But I'll also tell you this. The New York Giants, keep an eye on them, okay? Brian Daboll, I don't love, TJ, you're already rolling your eyes. I don't love the quarterback, okay? Brian Daboll is a great, great coach. He made Josh Allen what he was. Josh Allen was okay in college. He had the tools. Brian Daboll helped him make the jump to light speed.
That's disrespectful.
If Daboll can do anything at all to Danny Dimes, Danny Loose Change is what I call him, but nevertheless, then the Giants could be a threat. And I'll leave you with this, TJ. Dallas opens the season with Tampa and your Cincinnati Bengals. There is a legitimate chance Dallas starts 0-2.
That's 2 L's. That's 2 L's.
That's 2 L's.
That's 2
you know
L's.
the New York Giants, they open with Jacksonville and Detroit. So there's a small chance that Jerry World, which, by the way, has never gone back-to-back winning the division, nobody has in the NFC East in over 20 years. If they open 0-2 and the Giants start 2-0, you know what we're going to hear. Oh, we had to pay Dak Prescott. We can't do this. And the defense. And, TJ, you're laughing, but this is a reality.
Detroit Lions will be better. They'll be better.
Let me
You're on the Jared Goff train, huh?
Let me throw this one out at you. You add A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert. You got Jalen Reagor. You had Quez Watkins, and you have Pascal that's added to the roster. You have at least 4 to 5 weapons on the outside and the inside that you could utilize to open up the windows and the voids of a defense on that field. Now, let me ask you this, TJ. If you added that type of firepower to your receiving core, and I told you your rushing offense was number 1 in yards per game, number 1 in rush TDs in the league, number 1 in carries before contact, would you say to yourself, we have a formidable running attack, and now to add the balance of that many guys on the receiving core and with the tight ends, how are we going to load the box and play the pass at the same time? So even if I'm not Dak Prescott and I'm not the best quarterback per se in the division, who has more of an opportunity to have success? Is it Jalen or is it Dak?
That's why if the Eagles take that next step, it's going to be because of Jalen Hurts. We all right now are agreeing to disagree. We all pretty much are getting to the same place. We're just getting there differently. This all is going. The Eagles ran the ball so much because they didn't trust Hurts wholeheartedly in the passing game. If he takes that next step, which I believe he will, you don't give A.J. Brown 4 years, $100 million to run the ball as much as the Eagles did last year. That's going to change. They're going to throw the ball more, and it's up to Jalen Hurts. I've seen Jalen Hurts out here working, and so I'm very optimistic that he's going to take that step. Yeah, the Cowboys are the best team now. Come December, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. I like what the Eagles have done, but it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts. If he gets it done, the Eagles are fine.
I love this gas for Jalen Hurts, guys. I don't want to crush the kid. He was solid last year. Let's remember, the Eagles' schedule really benefited them last year. I think the final 4 weeks of the season, they didn't have to get on a plane, okay? It was just all regional matchups. They were able to run the football and get to the playoffs. What happened against Tampa? You know, they were joking that Jalen Hurts can't read a breakfast menu, much less a defense, and all we got to do is bum rush him, and he can't do anything. And they totally locked him up. He was awful. T.J.
Y'all
he
talk
was
reading
terrible.
the defense.
He could not read the defense.
Listen, man, it's not.
I like him, but I don't know that he could.
The people that really just read it's not that hard. It's single high, it's too high. You understand the front, you understand the coverage behind it. It's not that hard, man.
Tell that to Jalen. Maybe you need. I know you work with a lot of receivers. Maybe you should start working with some quarterbacks.
When you don't play a lot of football in the National Football League, like Jalen Hurts hadn't up until last year, it's an adjustment that you have to go through. He went through that adjustment. It's up to him now to make sure that adjustment he went through, he's ready to go, which I believe he will.
Okay, we can't put him on the same plane as Dak Prescott. I hear LaVar asking there's no question. Dak is the best quarterback in the division, right, LaVar? We need that on record just for the masses out here.
I acknowledge that he's the best quarterback in the division, but what I'm saying is, which situation would you take? Do I take Jalen Hurts in the situation he's in, or do I take Dak Prescott with the situation he's in? The focal point and the spotlight's on Dak Prescott. It's always on the Dallas Cowboys. There's going to be a ton of pressure for him to perform. Jalen Hurts has all of the runway, all of the leeway, all of the opportunity to take the league by storm. I take Jalen Hurts in this scenario. I go boom or bust. I'm putting all my chips on the Jalen Hurts. I'm putting it on that color.
I hope you don't do that when we go to Vegas.